is going on, people? This is Elder Tenchi. Welcome to On the Brain. We're just gonna give our first impressions on some up and coming DC animated films. It's kind of been like a DC thing on my channel lately. Because I'm getting ready to do reviews for the Legends of Tomorrow. So if you haven't subscribed to that, check that out. Check out my first impressions video. But right now we're going to be talking about two things: Batman Bad Blood and Justice League versus Teen Titans. I got my boy Angelo with me, and we're just gonna go down what we thought about it. So you just saw both trailers back to back. What do you think?
Well, Batman Bad Blood definitely looks interesting because it looks like it's taking place at that point over the comics that coincides with with Bruce Wayne: The Road Home.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely curious as to where they're going with that, and I'm hoping it eventually builds up to a Road Home movie because Road Home was a very good one-off from what I've seen, from what I read of it, and generally it looks very interesting because we get to see the struggles of Dick Grayson trying to maintain order in Gotham as Batman,
Mm-hmm.
and dealing with who other than Damian Wayne himself and all of his. He has a lot of his father's tendencies. He's very much a control freak,
And his mother's temper and his grandfather's attributes, everything else. Like, I haven't been reading the comics as of late. But I love the animated films, and as far as the New 52 is concerned, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was kind of disappointed when they went straight into the New 52. But it looks like they're going original with this one. Is this one a comic? Do you know?
I'm not quite sure if this particular part is a comic, but everything that I know of that led up to this particular event and everything that's supposed to come after are in the comics, but this particular part I'm not sure. Because based on what we're seeing, it seems like it's playing a little bit with the ideas of Batman Incorporated,
Mm-hmm.
which is definitely very interesting because I haven't actually seen anything for that yet. So I'm hoping that we're going to get a little bit more exposition on that when the movie actually comes out.
Oh man, I hope so. And you know what? I'm glad that they're going the original route with this. It looks like this is an original story. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know in the comments. But I love how they use the characters in the original content because it reminds me so much of growing up watching the old school cartoons, Superman, Batman, all of that. Even the old Fleischer's Superman shorts. It reminds me of all that, but the DC animated universe is just doing great. And whether you like the way they're going with the New 52 stuff or not, like I'm up in the air with that. But it seems like they're doing great. I mean, the last movie that I bought personally was the Justice League Gods and Monsters.
Gods and Monsters is really interesting.
Gods and Monsters was really interesting because it was 100% original, and they brought these characters into a whole nother universe. So I want to see them do more with these characters, and they have a comic out for that particular version right now. But the movie was dope. All right, the stuff leading up to it was dope. The animation was great.
Yes.
But let's talk about the fact that we're gonna see Teen Titans in their own movie finally.
I'm ecstatic about that, actually.
Man, and they have most of the lineup we're familiar with. Teen Titans actually has a very extensive history with different team lineups, but the one I'm most familiar with is Raven, Starfire, Robin,
Beast Boy, and
Cyborg. This one they have all of them, but with the exception of Robin being Damian Wayne, and also Blue Beetle.
Yes.
And what that reminds me of, the designs, obviously the way they're designed is New 52, but also the animation reminds me a lot of Young Justice.
Yes, it very much has the animation style of Young Justice, which I find to be a very good send-off, seeing as how we never got an appropriate ending for Young Justice.
I got a feeling whoever they're working with overseas, they also did the Young Justice animation because it looks just like that. It would fit so well in that universe. It looks so. I would just wait for those two to cross over. That's what I'm waiting for.
Well, maybe if we're lucky, this movie will actually bring it'll actually bring up enough interest that maybe we could see a revival of the series, maybe even just a web series potentially on Rooster Teeth.
I don't know. Why don't we just a lot of stuff is going over to Netflix. You can do more things.
There's more creative freedom
on the web than you could with exactly. And as far as Teen Titans are concerned, we know that the era of the Teen Titans on Cartoon Network is over.
Unfortunately,
we get that. It's been over for years. I'm not a fan of Teen Titans Go, although like some episodes. I do like some episodes, but I'm not gonna watch a whole thing of it. I know this one's more kid friendly, and
the only thing I can say about Teen Titans Go that they've done any justice to in terms of Teen Titans is that they've really given more life to Raven and Beast Boy's relationship.
Yeah.
That's about all they've done, is they've given us more detail and more attention to that relationship. But outside of that, it's basically an abortion of Teen Titans. I feel like the thing that really solidified Batwoman to an extent, or at least the thing that really reintroduced her after a while, was the animated movie that they did for the animated series, which was Batman Mystery of the Batwoman.
I remember that one, and when she's in that silver suit,
yeah,
and she's on that glider, kind of reminded me of the Hobgoblin of the Green Goblin.
Yeah, that was like their attempt at reintroducing her, but the movie, from what I understand, didn't really go over that well.
Nah, I liked it. Yeah,
I mean, most people who grew up watching the animated series, Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill were the voices of God and the Devil, as far as most people were concerned.
No, but it's funny to even think about that. But what did we hear in both trailers? What's one thing that both trailers have in common? One particular voice. Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom. Spike Spiegel himself, and every other muscle-bound looking dude. Wolverine. It's awesome. It's awesome.
I mean, I think the most painful experience ever is hearing a voice actor's voice somewhere and then spending the next hour after the show has already ended trying to
figure out who they are.
Trying to remember where you've heard it before. Like, I had so many hard times remembering where I've heard him, because, like, I remember him very vividly as Tom from Toonami.
Mm.
And then years later, it was like, oh yeah, he voices Abuza. And then he was the voice of Darsha.
Yep.
And he's been the voice of so many characters in so many different series.
So which one are you more excited to see? Batman Bad Blood, Teen Titans versus Justice League, or do you want to see them both?
I'm personally more excited for Justice League versus Teen Titans. Yeah, I'm much more excited for that.
When these movies come out, because I plan on getting both. You want to review one of them with me?
Absolutely.
All right. So in the meantime, you guys let me know what you think. Which one do you Which one are you more excited to see? Batman Bad Blood or Justice League versus Teen Titans, or both? Either way. What's your favorite DC animated film? What's your favorite moment in DC animation? Period. The comics, animation. What do you think about it so far? Leave a comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much, my brother, for being a part of this one, and we will see you very soon. Peace, love, and never be normal.